Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Board Game Heaven Talks Accessories. And in this episode, I'm going to take a look at the Laserox organizer for Arkham Horror, the card game. This is a organizer that you have to put together. I'll show you how that works, and then I'll put everything inside the box and show you how that will fit, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So let's get started. Okay, so here it is, the collector's card crate. So let's take off the shrink wrap. There we go. And we've got an instruction here, an assembly guide, which this time comes in a booklet form. And looks like it's easy enough. It's basically just an outer frame, and there's a small box for all the tokens that goes in the middle, which is quite handy. And these are all the parts, so basically this is everything. This is all I need. So we'll just put this here, and then we have all these wooden pieces and acrylic pieces. So that's pretty cool. It has a protective foil on it. So as you can see, I hope, these are a light blue transparent acrylic plastic. And there are plenty of them. And they have a plastic film on them. So they look a bit grainy right now. So let me see if I can actually peel that off. Tab here, so there we go. So if you peel that off, then you have a very nice and smooth, clean, clear surface. And that is just on one side of the foil, or is it on both sides? I think there's foil on here as well. I'll figure that out. And yeah, so we have these dividers, and then of course these wooden bits. So let's start with the outside then. So we have these, and you have several of these dividers, and as usual you can twist these out. So there's two notches there, and you basically just rotate these pieces along those points, and you can easily flip them out. So that's very handy. And this is part of the inner box, and so is this. And this is again these dividers. So I just twist that again, twist this. There we go. And these are the outer sides, and they also have 2 points where they are attached to the frame. So this should be simple enough, and two of these are a little bit taller, so I'm assuming that those are the outer bits. And yes, because these have small parts in between, and that's these. Yes, so I'll twist these as well. They're a bit smaller, so I'm gonna have to get my fingers in there. There we go. And this is done in Laserox's premium line wood, which is a birch plywood. It's 3 millimeters thick, and yeah, it has a very nice and light look to it. And sure. So, and they can also be engraved, which they did right here. So this type of wood can have engravings, which is especially handy with bigger inserts where you have all kinds of little trays that hold all those tokens, and they can engrave on the organizer what goes where. So you know that's quite handy. So that's a big plus of this birch plywood. And also you can stain this or even paint this, so that's pretty cool. So let's see. They basically just go underneath here, and you kind of connect it that way. So I'll just apply some glue. So I got this glue holder, which is very handy. It's just a little stand basically with a hole, so you can put your glue in upside down if it's nearly empty, so the glue stays in the tip. I'll just remove some of these little pieces, and then you can just apply just a little bit of wood glue, and I'll do one side first. There you go. And I'll just push that in. And I also got one of these hammers, which Laserox also sells on their web store, and it's very handy. It's a light little hammer with a rubber side and a harder kind of rubber on the other side. So you can just tap your pieces together. And not that it's really necessary with these small pieces, but for the bigger joints, that is kind of handy. Right, so that's one side done. And now I will apply some glue to the other side. That's that. And then I'll have to put these and these outer dividers into these slots simultaneously. Oh no, these are on the outside. I can do those afterwards, so that's not a problem. There's slots here as well, so I'll have to look up later what those are for. Are they for anything? I don't think so. Maybe they have a different use with another divider. Yeah, probably. Because, you know, these kinds of card trays could be used for multiple games that have, you know, like LCGs. Final Fantasy Flight has plenty of LCGs. They have this one, which fits this organizer. But they also have, of course, the Lord of the Rings card game. They have Game of Thrones, so many. So this is quite compatible with a lot of those. So those little notches here might have a use in one of the many other games. So first part is done, and you'll simply slide in these dividers anywhere you want and put your cards in. So yeah, and these dividers also have a notch here, so I'm guessing that some of these games will have a lower divider in here that these sit on top of, so you have, you know, slots for smaller cards. Okay, so that's that part. And now the box. So these parts are actually also to make compartments for smaller cards, so you can combine them. So I could actually put these, so that's basically what that is for, into these notches here. There we go. See, you can just push them in and then put this on top. So now you've got a compartment for smaller cards, and you can actually add a second one, and that will also sit on top of that right there. So yeah, that's one of the things you can do. All right, so now this little tray here that actually has a lid to close it. It's pretty clever. So let's start with this part here. One over here and one over there. I think it's symmetrical, so it doesn't really matter which one goes where. And then I'll put on the side, and I have to be careful because these two notches are for the lid, so the groove that hold the lid are supposed to be on this side. So this is how I'm supposed to put it in. Okay. That's enough. I don't have to glue it in all the notches. I mean, this is not going anywhere once this is assembled. Make sure you align everything properly before you tap it into place. And that looks nice and flush, and I believe this is supposed to fit in here, so we can test that out right away. It's a bit on the tight side, so I'll just try and remedy that. I'll just try a few of these. I'll just complete the box so you can put as many dividers in here as you need. Basically have enough dividers for all the slots, but you might not need this many. This one is of course fixed in place, and then this slides on top like so, and that's pretty clever. You can just fix that in there and that won't fall out, so all your tokens will be safely stored inside. You can easily open it up and push this down until it aligns, just closes up like that. That's pretty cool. So let's see, let's try that again. Is there something in the way here? Well, there is something sticking out there. So I might have had a few splinters that I may want to try to get rid of first. And then that should fit in nicely. Let's see if that is supposed to go all the way down. Yes, it can go a little bit further. And there we go. So now it is flush with these, and it's against the bottom here, you can see. So yeah, that's it. It was a quick build, relatively simple. So let's put it in the box. Put this aside. Let's see if I didn't forget anything. Nope, don't think so. So let's take the box. Take everything out, and mind you, this, of course, as you can see, will raise the lid up a couple of centimeters, because of course you want to stand the cards up on their side. So, but yeah, it will be a nice way of storing all these cards. Plus expansions. I mean, you could get multiple things in there, and here are the tokens. So you simply put this inside the box and put it in straight Raymond so it fits. So there we go. That's a really nice fit. Makes the box very sturdy. So the tokens go in here. I'll sort those out in a bit. And then you can just take these dividers, put them in anywhere you like, and then sort out your cards. So, you know, I'll take these cards here. Oh, there's something in between here, a smaller card. And that will just all sit in there, and even sleeved, there's plenty of room. So then you can put everything inside, put the booklets on top, or like that, however you want. And then put the lid on again, and there you have it. You'll have a taller box that fits a whole lot more than just the core game. And so that was the organizer by Laserox for, in this case, Arkham Horror or other Fantasy Flight LCGs. And it is very practical, very easy to put together. It's just basically the card holders with these dividers that are completely transparent. I wanted to point out because it was just the foil that made them look blue. But if you take the foil off, they're completely transparent, and they fit in easily, and you can put them anywhere you want. So you can customize your organizer for any game that you have, sleeved or unsleeved. This is just the core game of Arkham Horror. And if I sleeve that, I need a bit more room, but you can easily fit in 2 core games if you want to play this with 3 or 4 players, and lots of expansions. I don't know how many there are, but there are a whole lot of expansions for this game at least. And yeah, so everything fits in nicely. There's even some room left for the smaller cards here. And I have this extra divider for more smaller cards should I need it. So, and in the middle, it's very convenient that you have this little organizer for all your tokens, basically a token storage box, and with a Laserox engraving on it as well that holds all your tokens. Even if you have a baggie to put the tokens in that you draw from the bag, I managed to stuff that in as well. And then you just put this on top, and you align that with the notches, and you slide that in, and you just have to align that, and that will fit nicely and on its side, and you just press it in, and there it goes. So that is very practical indeed. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm giving this a thumbs up. That's the Laserox organizer for collectible card games or living card games. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you hit the bell icon, you'll also get a notification whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.